Hello friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel Journey with Vijaykumar Shrivastav. Today I am going to present the topic Glossary of Agronomic Terminology. This is series 4 in which we will cover the alphabets from P to R. Before presentation, little introduction about myself. I am Vijaykumar Shrivastav. I have done M.Sc Agriculture with specialization in Agronomy from Pant University of Agriculture and Technology, Pantnagar in 1996 and presently associated with one of the M.Sc and working for city industry. So let's move to the presentation. Pan evaporation. This is also called E-pan. Rate of water loss by evaporation from an open water surface of a pan, which is measured by millimeter per day. Peasant. Peasants are rural cultivators. They raise crops and livestock in the countryside, not in greenhouses in the midst of cities. Purged water or purged groundwater. Groundwater of a limited aquifer embedded in different depths on a small impermeable or relatively impermeable layers. Then percolation. Percolation is the downward movement of water through saturated or nearly saturated soil in response to the force of gravity. Percolation occurs when water is under pressure or when the tension is smaller than about half atmosphere. Percolation rate is synonymous with infiltration rate with the qualitative provision of saturated or near saturated conditions. Perennials. The plants completes life cycle in more than 2 years but may produce seeds in the first year itself. Permanent wilting point. Permanent wilting point is the moisture content in percentage of a soil at which nearly all plants wilt and do not recover in a humid dark chamber unless water is added from an outside source. This is the lower limit of available moisture range for plant growth. Below the wilting point, extraction of moisture continues for some time, but growth ceases completely. The force with which moisture is held by the soil at this point corresponds to 15 atmosphere. Permeability. It is the characteristic feature of soil medium referring to its availability or capacity with which it conducts water or fluids under normal conditions. It depends upon soil porosity and fluid density. Pore space percentage can be calculated by using particle density and bulk density. Petiole. The stalk of a leaf is called petiole. Photosynthesis. A process whereby radiant energy of the sun is taken in by green plants and converted into chemical energy. Pest. Any organisms injuring plant or plant products is known as pest. pH. A scale of measurement by which the acidity or alkalinity of soil or water is rated. Piezometer. It is a hollow pipe with opening at the bottom used to measure pressure of groundwater at the point of entry. Pollen. The male germ cells. Pollination. The transfer of pollen from the anther to the stigma. Potential evaporation. It represents evaporation from a large body of free water surface. It is assumed that there is no effect of advective energy. It is primarily a function of evaporative demand of climate. Potential evapotranspiration (PET). It is amount of water evapotranspired in unit time from a short uniform green crop growing actively and covering an extended surface and never short of water. Precipitation. Precipitation has been defined as water in liquid or solid forms falling to the earth. Precipitation occurs in a variety of forms such as rainfall, snow, hail, fog and dew. Fog, dew and front are condensation forms and are not considered to be precipitation. Common precipitation forms are rain, drizzle, snow, hail and sleet. These are the common forms of precipitation. Precipitated moisture falling on the ground takes various forms which depend on the different conditions. Precision agriculture. This is a management strategy that employs detailed site-specific information to precisely manage production inputs. This concept is sometimes called precision agriculture, prescription farming, site-specific management. Productive soil. A soil in which the chemical, physical and biological conditions are favorable for the economic production of the crops suited to a particular area. Psychrometer. This is a device to measure air humidity, normally consisting of two standard thermometers, one of whose bulb is surrounded by a wet muslin bag and is called wet bulb thermometer, Both should normally be force ventilated and shielded against radiation. Radiation. Radiation is the process of transmission of energy by electromagnetic waves and is means by which energy emitted by the sun reaches the earth. Radiation balance. The difference between all incoming and outgoing radiation at the earth's surface and top of the atmosphere is known as radiation balance at the earth's surface. Radiation law. The direct transfer of heat from the sun to the earth through the space and atmosphere indicates that radiation of heat from one place to other occurs in the form of electromagnetic waves in the same manner and with same speed as of light. Rain. It is precipitation of liquid water particles either in the forms of drops having diameter greater than 0.5 mm or in the form of a smaller widely scattered drops. When the precipitation process is very active, the lower air is moist and the clouds are very deep, rainfall is in the form of heavy downpour. On occasions, falling raindrops completely evaporate before reaching the ground. Reclamation. The process of restoring natural areas damaged by human activities is called reclamation. Red color of the sky at sunset and sunrise. It is because of increased path length in the atmosphere. Percentage of solar energy in the visible part decreases. Within the visible part, the ratio of the blue to the red part decreases with increased path length. Reference crop evapotranspiration. Rate of evapotranspiration from an extended surface of 8 to 15 cm tall green grass cover of uniform height actively growing, completely shading the ground and not short of water. It is measured in the terms of millimeter per day. Reflection coefficient, the ratio of amount of solar radiation reflected by a body to the amount incident upon it. Reforestation means replacing forest and growing of new forest. Relative humidity, the ratio between the amount of water vapor present in a given volume of air and the amount of water vapor required for saturation under fixed temperature and pressure. Relay crop, a relay crop is one which is planted as a second crop after the first crop has reached its reproductive stage of growth but before it is ready for harvest, like planting of sugarcane in sugar beet crop. Resources. Things obtained from the biosphere by humans to meet their basic needs and wants. Rhizobium, bacteria living in nodules on the roots of leguminous plants that are capable of removing nitrogen from the atmosphere and soil fixing it into forms that plant utilize for their growth. Rhizome, a subterranean stem usually rooting at the nodes and rising at the apex, a root stock. Rogue plant, a plant having variation from the type of a variety or a standard type. Roughage, feeds high in fiber, low in total digestible nutrients as hay and silage. The complete forage plant including the stalk, stem, leaf and if mature, the seed. Row spacing, lateral spacing between plants that are planted in a row or drill. Runoff, the part of irrigation or precipitation that runs off land and into surface water and often carries pollutants. This was all about Glossary of Agronomic Terminology from alphabets P to R, and the next alphabets will be covered in next presentation. So now my presentation ends here. Thank you very much for your kind attention. See you again shortly. Here I have given my YouTube channel details, Journey with VIJAYKUMAR SHRIVASTAV. Having request, please visit the channel, subscribe it and provide your kind and valuable feedback. Thank you.